up next.
On Your Pittsburgh, the Pirates pitching ace tells us how the city rallied around him when he faced his toughest opponent.
Like, I had people come up to me and pray for me in person.
His cancer has given him new perspective on life and a mission. I'm John Shumway. I talked with Pirates starting pitcher Jameson Taillon about that, about coffee, and Pittsburghese.
All aboard the Beer Bus. We'll show you a cool way to sample Pittsburgh's incredible craft brewery scene.
Pittsburgh's missing Inclines. You know about the Duquesne and Monongahela Inclines, but did you know we used to have many more?
Pittsburgh had more inclines than any city in America.
Where are they, and what happened to them all?
Plus, does your pet have what it takes to become a social media star? Meet the Pittsburgh pets with more followers than you.
And when celebrities come to town, they eat there. And now David and I are checking out a Pittsburgh favorite in a brand new space.
Wow, that's good.
From KDKA-TV, this is Your Pittsburgh with David Highfield and Susan Copen. Hey everybody, and welcome to Your Pittsburgh. We're coming to you from the Great Hall at the Heinz History Center.
This is a great place to come to learn all about Pittsburgh's past, and we'll tell you what brought us here tonight a little bit later on.
Yeah, but first, let's talk about the present. It is finally baseball season, and it's time for Pittsburgh Pirate Jameson Taillon to shine.
He is not only a pitching ace, but he's also a cancer survivor with a very important story to tell.
Yeah, and as John Shumway found out, he is incredibly grateful to Pittsburgh fans for all their support.
Jameson Taillon is all about comfort. A lifetime of work makes a pitcher's mound his comfort zone. Now, he's a Pittsburgh homeowner.
I mean, I'm living a dream right now, so why not take it for what it's worth and explore the city and meet new people?
But the dream hasn't come easy. Tommy John surgery to repair his pitching arm, and then groin surgery delayed his debut at PNC Park.
This is great. Turn it loose, Jameson.
Then, at the beginning of his second year in the Bigs last spring, Jameson noticed something wasn't right. It was testicular cancer.
It hit me pretty hard, and it took me a while to process it, but I just got over it quickly and focused on the next step.
Attacking the steps through his surgery, treatments, and rehab, Jameson found that the people of Pittsburgh embraced him through it all.
People actually were praying. Like, I had people come up to me and pray for me in person, like on the spot.
Taillon says on the wings of those prayers and through incredible medical care, he was able to return to the mound last June, only 5 weeks after surgery.
He's Texas tough, as he's proven over and over again by overcoming so many of these physical ailments that he's had, most recently cancer.
But JMO's cancer story doesn't end there. He has made it his mission to raise awareness of testicular cancer.
This kind of came into my life, and it was like an epiphany that this is it. This is what I was meant to do.
He is an emerging leader at every single level.
Taillon loves the grit of his chosen profession, facing a batter, skill against skill.
You can hear 95-mile-an-hour fastballs coming at you in the box. It's loud, it's hissing at you. But that being said, if a hitter hits one back at you and spins your cap a bit, that'll wake you up.
Which happened.
I wore one, I think it was 105 off the back of my head, so not fun.
Off-field fun for Taillon comes from a litany of hobbies.
Travel, I hit tons of coffee shops, I make a lot of coffee at home, I cook a lot, I golf a lot, I'll fish a good amount.
Oh, and he plays the guitar too. But ladies, before you start swooning, you should know about Claire.
Girlfriend of a little over 3 years. So we met in Houston and we're going strong.
He and Claire are learning to get around in Pittsburgh, which he says compared to Houston can be quite confusing. And if Claire calls for help,
plug it in your phone. Tough love, I don't know.
He's also learning and helping the rookies to learn Pittsburghese.
Someone says the word down, we're like, what? No, it's down. Going down to PNC Park. See Gregory Palco, Francisco Cervelli down there.
Oh, and don't be surprised if you find Jameson and Claire in a local coffee shop, like his favorite, Commonplace Coffee.
They'll make a fresh, like, pour-over coffee for you on the spot.
Now, are you a coffee snob?
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't say snob with, like, a negative connotation there, like, absolutely, yeah. I found there's just really great stuff out there. Why would I waste my time drinking crappy coffee? Life's too short.
And he's got the life experience to know that value oh so well.
And Jameson says when he came back to play for the first time after the cancer, he doesn't normally get emotional, he says, but he took a moment to really just soak it all in. He says he is so grateful for the fan support.
And great to hear from him. Thanks so much to John Shumway for that story. Switching gears now, talking about beer. There are so many choices in our area than there used to be. The craft beer scene in Pittsburgh is exploding.
Really is. And you know, in wine country, you can take a winery tour. They'll drive you around to different wineries and you can drink. Well, guess what? Now you can do that here in Pittsburgh, only it's not wine, it's beer that's being savored.
My name is Adam, and I'm with Porter Craft Beer Tours.
After a greeting to the group, it's all aboard the beer bus for a Porter Craft Brewery tour.
Around this road that we're on, Route 28, there are so many good local craft breweries popping up.
Every weekend, they take a group of people to 3 different craft breweries for some sampling and to look at what happens behind the scenes.
You get to be together on a bus with your friends or your family, and you walk out with this experience of trying 9 different beers all in an afternoon. And that is where fermentation happened.
The first stop this day is the Dancing Gnome in Sharpsburg. Head brewer Andrew Witchey explains the brewing process.
As craft brewers, we try really hard to elicit new flavors and new aromas and something more than just beer.
And people on the tour get some insight on what they're tasting.
I love craft beer. We all grew up drinking the Coors Light, the Miller Lite. You have to get away from that to actually find out what you enjoy.
Porter Craft Beer Tour started 2 years ago when Johnny Willett and his brother realized Pittsburgh's appetite for the new craft brews.
We started taking people in our cars, and the thing was that we just got more and more interest.
Now they have 2 buses. Our next stop is Couch Brewery along Washington Boulevard in Larimer, where the motto is drink comfortably. Allie Miller, known as Pittsburgh Beer Girl on Instagram, gives the tour high marks.
It's really awesome. It's a great way to get to new breweries that you haven't been to before, or a safe way to visit multiple breweries in one afternoon.
As the pushpins on this map show, they get people from all over taking the tour, as well as Pittsburghers looking for something different.
They've done the Inclines, they've seen the museums, they know Pittsburgh pretty well, but they just wanted something else, and this was the something else.
Now, they do private tours during the week, and then the public ones are on the weekends. It's $59 a person, and that covers the beer samples.
And here's a shocker. It's really popular with bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Still to come, the Pittsburgh pets with big followings on social media and the benefits for their owners.
People are pretty willing to send you free product.
Plus, Susan and I are checking out a restaurant where the food's so good, you can't wait to talk about it. She's speaking with her mouth full again.
I have food in my mouth.
And after the break, Pittsburgh's Inclines are iconic, but we used to have many more. So where are they and where did they go? Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Emmy Award-winning Your Pittsburgh, honored with 2 more Mid-Atlantic Emmy nominations this year.
Welcome back as we come to you tonight from the Heinz History Center. Time for our You Wanted to Know segment.
Yeah, last time we asked, do you want to know about Pittsburgh's bingo roots? Turns out our city had a role in the game becoming what it is today.
Or do you want to know about Pittsburgh's missing inclines? Of course, there's the Duquesne and the Monongahela, but we used to have many more. What happened to them?
Well, with a whopping 95% of the vote, the Inclines win. So with the help of the Heinz History Center here, we're taking a look at the ups and downs of getting around. Pittsburghers riding the incline, but this isn't the Mon or Duquesne inclines, it's the Penn Incline, which ran from the Strip District over Bigelow Boulevard to the top of the Hill District. This film from the University of South Carolina Moving Pictures Archives shows it busy, but the ride stopped in the 50s. There are still reminders of what used to be, like these support posts at the top of the hill. But as with many of the inclines around here, the Penn Incline is long gone.
This is how an incline plane works.
The president of the Heinz History Center, Andy Masick, is excited to show us
these cars are perfectly balanced, so as one goes up, the other goes down.
This model of an incline from the 1800s. And guess what?
Pittsburgh had more inclines than any city in America because we had so many hills.
44 inclines in Allegheny County, 17 in the city operating at the same time. The Castle Shannon Incline, the Mount Oliver Incline, the Nunnery Hill Incline on the north side, to name a few.
During the Civil War, inclines were developed to carry coal from the coal deposits on the ridges to the mills along the rivers.
And soon people began riding them to get to and from work, instead of traipsing up hundreds of steps. Incline is short for incline plane, but where they began in Europe, they call them something entirely different: funiculars.
Inclines, trolleys, trains have always just been something that I've enjoyed.
Which is why Clint Burton has a page on his Brookline Connection website devoted to Pittsburgh's old inclines, including the Knoxville Incline.
There were only 2 inclines in Pittsburgh that had a curve. Knoxville was one of them.
This old film shows it in action. Nowadays, there's a sign on the back of the Dairy Mart where the station used to be. And there's a little park along the incline's path where you can still make out the incline's stone retaining walls. After World War II, there were more cars and buses, so inclines...
They started to close because they just didn't have the ridership.
Maintaining them was too expensive, so the city that once had the most inclines now has 2. And an impressive history.
Pittsburgh may not have invented funiculars, we just did them better.
Now listen to this. At one point, it cost just a penny to ride the incline, and then it went up to a nickel or a dime.
It was a bargain. All right, now it's time for you to vote.
Do you know about Skybus? It was supposed to be our area's transportation of tomorrow. Versions of it sprung up elsewhere, but what derailed it here?
Or why do all the Pittsburgh sports teams have black and gold for their colors? There's a reason for the black and gold. Do you know what it is?
Let us know which one you want to know about. Go to KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh and vote. Whichever story gets more votes, we'll have for you on our next show. Still to come, find out what some local students are trying to make Amazon Alexa do.
Celebrities have eaten there, and now we visit a restaurant that's in a new location but still serving up delicious soul food.
And after the break, the Pittsburgh pets becoming internet stars. Does your pet have what it takes? Stay with us.
You're watching Your Pittsburgh on KDKA-TV with David Highfield and Susan Copen.
Welcome back as we come to you tonight from the Heinz History Center.
Did you know that some pets in the Pittsburgh area probably have more Instagram followers than you do? One of them has 250,000.
Yeah, the really successful accounts get offered free stuff and money to feature products. So tonight we're taking a look at some of the pets in our area that are becoming social media stars.
Come here. Good girl.
It's a photo shoot, but the model here has 4 legs. You may recognize Lucille, a Chihuahua from Greenfield. After all, she's become a bit of a star with 15,000 Instagram followers. When she and her owner, Julia Morley, go out, Lucille gets recognized.
It happens probably like once a week. Someone says like, is that Lucille?
Her story is unique. When Julia adopted her, Lucille weighed 16 pounds, twice what she should. So Julia put her on a diet and exercise routine.
I decided to make an Instagram to track her progress, and I thought it would be a neat way to see how her weight loss journey was going.
It caught the attention of the Daily Mail and People magazine.
Lucille wants to sit on my lap. Hi, yeah, how you doing?
Lucille is one of a growing number of Pittsburgh area pets on Instagram. Meet Theo Bonaparte and Cato, adorable French bulldogs from Mount Lebanon. Photos of their antics have attracted 250,000 followers. Then there's Nellie's Nose, a golden retriever balancing act, pictured balancing everything from bananas to muffins to flower pots to donuts to Pringles and more. Nellie's amazing power of concentration has attracted 36,000 followers. Nara, the Siberian Husky, has 44,000 followers. But don't think social media has gone just to the dogs. One local cat is gaining a following. Meet Brussels Sprout the Persian. Her owners are Ron and Jen Coulter from Banksville.
5,000 people are following you guys.
I think that's pretty amazing.
The Insta idea was Jen's.
I saw how amazing all these cats and dogs were and how many followers they get.
As you might expect, photo sessions are on Brussels Sprout's terms.
You held me for this many seconds, like anymore, like I'm gonna bite you. Like that's her personality.
Accounts with lots of followers get approached by companies to show products and photos in exchange for free stuff or even money. A company that sells pre-measured packets of dog food to keep dogs from overeating gave Lucille a case of food. Other companies have offered Julia money for product placement, but she's always said no to that. Sometimes Instagrammers sell their own items. Local French bulldogs, Henry and Penny, have a whole line of products. And fortunately, these pets seem to love the limelight.
Is she always up for a picture?
Oh yeah. She gets treats when the camera comes out, so she is thrilled every time she sees my camera.
She is a cutie.
Cutie.
So, what should you do if you want to get your pets more attention on social media?
We invite you to join us on Facebook. After this episode is over, we will share the advice we learned from the people we interviewed. So just like the Your Pittsburgh Facebook page and join in on the chat. That is coming up tonight at 8 o'clock. And they all have more followers than you or me.
I know, it's kind of depressing. Yeah, please follow us on Instagram. Okay, well, your chance at HGTV Stardom.
They are shaking things up at the Milkshake Factory.
And the local group that wants to make Amazon Alexa a lot more talkative.
Just some of the things that are happening as we check out what's new in the Burgh.
Wish you could have an actual conversation with your Amazon Alexa? It can answer easy questions like what time is it? But a team from Carnegie Mellon is one of 8 worldwide to receive $250,000 to try to make it capable of a 20-minute conversation.
And actually be engaging to the user as opposed to something that they would rather not deal with.
The old Kmart in Edgewood Town Center is getting a new life as an entertainment center with go-karts, laser tag, and mini golf. Scene 75 is expected to open this fall. They have 3 locations in Ohio. Thomas the Tank Engine's pulling into Kennywood. Thomastown at Kennywood will open this summer where the old Kennywood Railroad used to be. It'll have 4 new rides, a gift shop, and a play area. Calling all milkshake lovers, the Milkshake Factory is going nationwide. They have shops downtown and on the south side, but soon they will expand to 25 locations, including 7 or 8 in our area. The owners have paired with billionaire Thomas Taillon and his wife to make it happen. Paint Monkeys making a splash at Pittsburgh International. The do-it-yourself paint studio has opened a kiosk there where you can paint canvases that are just the right size to fit in a carry-on bag. Paint Monkey also has locations in Lawrenceville, McCandless, and the waterfront. Could a first-run movie theater be coming to downtown? The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust wants to turn the old Bally's Fitness on 6th Street into a 5-screen theater. Finally, it's not too late to get restored by the Fords. The popular HGTV home renovation show, starring a brother-sister team from Upper St. Clair, begins taping its 2nd season next month. Now, they're looking for people and homes within a 60-mile radius of Pittsburgh.
And if you would like to be on the show, we have a link to the casting application at KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh. Still to come, it's time to eat. David and I are checking out a new location for a place that's gotten rave reviews. Stay with us.
contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to know what you want to see. After all, our show is called
Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh. Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh. Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh.
Welcome back. Time for our restaurant segment, and tonight we visit a crowd favorite. In fact, some celebrities filming a movie in town even visited this place. We're talking about Denzel Washington and Viola Davis.
The restaurant just moved to a new location. They went from the north side to the south side. The food has stayed the same. Delicious.
At Carmi Soul Food, you'll see plenty of smiles, and it's no wonder. Since opening 8 years ago, the food has gotten consistently great reviews. Their new space on the south side has a bigger kitchen and a bar, so David and I ordered sweet southern tea with bourbon and mint.
Refreshing.
It's good.
It's good.
We start with chicken and dumpling soup that tastes like it's made with love. Exactly the flavor they want.
We like Carmi to be like going to grandma's house. So when you come in our doors, we want you to feel like you're at home, that you're eating a meal that was slow cooked in the kitchen all day long.
The owners, a husband and wife team, are realizing their dream.
Ooh, now that looks really good.
The main courses do not disappoint. David gets scrumptious fried chicken and greens. I get spare ribs, mashed potatoes, and we both get the mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
That's some good stuff.
Isn't this worth ruining your diet for?
Diet schmiet. Time to sample the cornbread.
Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3, go.
David can't get enough.
Oh, yeah.
As for the ribs,
I'm sensing you like it.
I love when we can't speak and we just go,
we share shrimp and grits with double shrimp and bacon.
It's really good.
The portions are so big, one word of advice.
I'm here hungry.
And if you're like us, you need the to-go containers because you don't want to leave anything behind.
And they have an ever-changing dessert menu, so make sure you ask about dessert.
Again, it is called Carmi Soul Food. It's on the south side, and the name comes from the first names of the owners, Carlene and Mike, so it's a combination. We have more info for you at KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh.
You will not go away hungry.
Not at all. And that's going to do it for us tonight. We want to thank the Heinz History Center for hosting us here.
And thank you for watching. Don't forget to join us on Facebook coming up in just a few minutes.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.